Hey everybody. People always ask me, Manny, what tools should I be using for my Amazon business? Well, this episode is brought to you by helium10.com. These are the same tools I use to generate 6 figures per month with Amazon FBA. I get keyword research, product tracking, listing optimization, search term tracking, account monitoring, and a lot of other brand new money pulling tools that are going to be released to Helium 10 members on a regular basis. If you're going to grab any tools, check these out. Seriously, get a massive advantage with the tools that top sellers are using right now. Okay, and they're all in one place. Some tools and services will have a user cap, so get in there as quickly as you can. That's helium10.com, helium10.com.
Warning, the following podcast has been classified as insanely lucrative. Listener discretion is advised.
So my advice would be to indoctrinate them, get them to know, like, and trust you. So rather than trying to sell them something right away, give them some value.
Your attention, please. Listening to the AM/PM podcast may cause recurring revenue streams and unfair advantages over your competitors. Other side effects may include fatter wallets, fired bosses, and longer vacations. Listen at your own risk. Here's your host, 7-figure entrepreneur and online marketing madman, Manny Coates. Manny Coates.
Hello, everybody. It is Q&A Thursday, and I am here, as always, with Guillermo Puyol, my co-host. Guy, how are you doing, my friend?
I'm excited to be here, Manny. How are you?
I am good, and it's now 2 podcasts in a row where we get you on. This is going to be cool. I'm excited. Got a limited amount of time to get through these Q&As, so we're going to do something a little different. Normally, we have the questions for Guy. We're going to skip those, get right to the meat of it, right? And blast through this quickly. What do you say, Guy?
Let's get it done, man.
All right, so let's start with question number 1. Hit me up.
Okay, so this one was posted in the FBA High Rollers group by Brandon Clubb. And he says, today I had a customer purchase a very unusual quantity of my product, and I'm slightly concerned this might be a competitor who plans to eventually return the items. I've already notified Amazon, and they have put a note on the order to protect me against any future problems with it. But I would like to limit the purchase quantity for all future orders. If I remember correctly, there's a podcast that talked about doing this, and there's a way to block the 999 trick and block the product research tools from seeing your product as a good opportunity. Unfortunately, I can't find the AM/PM episode or any other info about how to do it. So basically, he wants to find out how to limit the order quantity and keep competitors from buying a bunch of his inventory.
Right. Okay. So there's probably a couple ways of doing this, and it changes based on the category that you're in. For example, we actually talked about this on the Facebook group. And by the way, guys, if you're not part of the Facebook group, check it out, okay, over at, just type in FBA High Rollers on Facebook, and you can join over 8,000 active members there. It's really cool. But back to Brandon's question, we were talking on there. On one of my offer pages, I saw, on one of my product pages, I saw the offer tab. And if you go down below that, you'll see an area where you can select, or you can set the max limit of units that someone can buy. But he wasn't seeing that on his product. So some products or some categories will not have that listing or that little field on the offer page. Another place you can do it is on the more details page. And if you scroll down, you should see a section that says max aggregate ship quantity, and you can set it in there. So a couple points though, Guy, this, you can set limits on what someone can order per, I guess, when they're actually placing that order. But if you're setting your max aggregate ship quantity, that's just how many units maximum they can send out in an order. It doesn't mean that person can't come back and order 10 times in a row, right? So, so you, if possible, try to set your limits the other way if you've got it. Another way that you could try to do it, and I haven't actually done it this way, but I've heard that you can contact seller support and ask to speak to the catalog department, and then when you're communicating with them, they can go in and set some limits for you. Again, I haven't actually done this, just what I heard, so I can't validate whether that's accurate or not, but it's an option. Give it a shot. Outside of keeping your competitors from buying too much, it also stops tools from seeing what kind of inventory you have. You know what I mean? Because he mentioned that 999 trick, right? And if you don't know what the 999 trick is, you can just go into Amazon, find a product that you're curious to see how much inventory that seller has in stock, and then add it to your cart. And then when you go to the checkout page, change the quantity from 1 to 999, right? That's why it's called the 999 trick. And then it'll tell you how many units are actually in stock if they have less than 999.
Right.
Right. So if they have less than 999, it'll say something like, sorry, there's only 327 in stock. So that's a little trick you can use to find the inventory levels of people. But if you have this quantity limit set, that won't work, because it'll say, sorry, you can, I don't remember the exact terminology, but it's something like, sorry, you can only purchase 10 units, or there's a maximum 10 units per customer, or something like that. So that stops that. So this is kind of cool. But that's it. That should answer that question.
Awesome.
All right, Guy, let's go to question number 2.
All right, so this one was also posted on the FBA High Rollers group by Antonio Tocco. And he says, I've got around 6,000 emails from a recent sweepstakes we did. What's the best or first best thing I can do with this? So he has Facebook ads, then redirect to Amazon, email marketing, offering some discount to all the participants perhaps. He says, I don't have a website yet. I don't know if that helps.
Okay. So, you know what, Guy? I'm going to push the mic over to you. So why don't you take a shot at this one?
Yeah, absolutely. So first of all, props to you for getting a list of 6,000 emails. That's really great. I read in the thread that was part of the agreement that you did by doing the sweepstakes with a magazine. So that's awesome. Now, you do have to be careful, make sure that you have permission to email those people. So that's just a little warning there. Now, what you could do, given that this was kind of like a giveaway, those could be freebie seekers and kind of tire kickers. So my advice would be to indoctrinate them, get them to know, like, and trust you. So rather than trying to sell them something right away, give them some value, kind of train them to open your emails. So if you do a series of emails that are around your niche, maybe a tutorial, anything that gives them value and shows them that when they open your emails, there's a reward on the other side instead of a sales pitch, that's going to go a long way. So you want to provide value, establish a relationship with these people, and then farther down the communication line, then you can, of course, get them to either, for example, like your Facebook page, get them to other avenues, contact them in different points, and eventually you can, of course, give them a coupon to buy a different product of yours, things of that nature. Now, if you want to be super aggressive, you could just email the people that didn't buy the giveaway and give them a coupon code to purchase your whatever you were giving away. So that's an option. But again, these are most likely freebie seekers if they're going for the sweepstakes. So the conversions there may not be great, and you might actually end up losing a good chunk of the list. You have anything to add, Manny?
You want to talk about using that email list on Facebook and lookalikes?
Yeah, I mean, again, it's a matter of how much of a relationship and you have with that list, and whether you think that they will recognize your product or your brand. So you could upload the emails and create an audience on Facebook and market to them directly. So that's always an option. But from the email marketing point of view, I think you're best to create a relationship and then try to pitch them. You could actually use that list of emails and create a lookalike, like Manny said, and that expands that audience. So Facebook does a pretty good job of seeing patterns in different users. So if you upload 6,000 emails, chances are that you're going to get maybe 50% to match, so around 3,000 individual users, and they will find the commonalities and allow you to expand that audience. So that could be a great tool for marketing and growing like a Facebook page around your niche, or even expanding the email list. So there's definitely value in that list. You just have to be creative on how you use it, instead of just blasting ads to them and burning out the list.
Yeah, that makes sense. And it's something that we're going to be experimenting with soon as well, since we've got tens of thousands of customers who've bought our products, is to get those customers into Facebook. So let's just say there's 10,000 customers. that match up. It's not just those 10,000 people that we'll be targeting. I mean, that would be great, because if they bought product A and now we have product B or something that complements product A, they're going to see these ads on Facebook, and we should be able to get pretty decent conversions. But like Guy just mentioned, we can do lookalike audiences where now that 10,000 might expand out to, 500,000 people that have similar interests or similar, however Facebook thinks that they're lookalikes, and now we have a much larger audience. So definitely going to be experimenting on that, and then we can do a whole show on that, because that's going to be really, really cool stuff.
Yeah, and without trying to get too technical with the Facebook ads, you do have to be careful with lookalike audiences, because Facebook is in the business of selling you ads. So the lookalike audience that they give you is, I would highly recommend they still narrow it down. So you build it out, let's say 500,000 of lookalikes, but then from that lookalike audience, you want to make sure that you add something else. Like, let's say from this audience, people that actually buy products online, or if you sell a high-end product, you actually can narrow down what kind of products they buy, high-end or economy type products. So you can narrow it down, and the relevance score is going to increase. You don't want to have a campaign running with a low relevance score, because Facebook is just going to penalize you.
Yeah, I think it's smart. If you got a product that's 90% women, go in and filter out the men. There's no reason to try to hit that 10% and kill your conversions. So, all right, that's cool, man. Yeah, we can talk about this for days. There's so much stuff, and Guy's just full of all the details and knowledge when it comes to that. I'm learning it as I go. So, very cool. So those were our 2 questions. I think we got through them very quickly. That's cool. And we're going to end it on that, Guy. I'm not going to ask you any crazy questions. I'm dying to ask you one, though, but we're going to skip it.
Yeah, maybe next time.
All right, guys. Thank you for listening. As we mentioned, check out our Facebook group. That's FBA High Rollers. You can just type that in at Facebook, or you can go to our website at ampmpodcast.com. And listen to all the podcasts there if you like. You can also click the Facebook link up in the top right. And definitely leave us a rating and a review if you're liking this on iTunes. That really helps us out. Okay, subscribe to the podcast as well, so you don't miss any. All right, that's it. Guy, anything else?
No, sir.
All right,
just always a pleasure, and I look forward to the next time we share.
Sounds good.
Bye, guys.
Take care.